My name is Rhiana Gunn-Wright, and I'm one of the architects of the Green New Deal.
My name is Dr. Ayana Elizabeth Johnson. I'm a marine biologist and advise the Warren campaign on the Blue New Deal plan.
She's also a doctor.
I'm also a doctor.
But whenever a black woman is a doctor, I feel like I have to be like, excuse me, she said doctor. Doctor. She's a doctor. She's a doctor. Ayana,
Yeah.
what is the Green New Deal? No, and then I'll explain the Blue New Deal.
Oh boy.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
let's give it a shot.
Okay.
The Green New Deal is an attempt to create comprehensive climate policy, thinks about how we need to transform our economy and deal with inequality all at the same time.
And I was actually really glad that you stepped up and helped create the Blue New Deal, because the Green New Deal, the resolution, like you said, it's just a framework.
I never thought that ocean policy would make it into a presidential discussion. And that's to our detriment, right? Because the ocean is full of all these solutions. The soils can absorb like 5 times more carbon than a rainforest. I mean,
That's amazing.
it's basically magic.
Yeah. Senator Warren in particular has really taken the Green New Deal and used it to sort of further the ideas and to expand on it.
One of the misconceptions is that since Warren has been releasing all these plans around the Green New Deal, all these climate plans, that she somehow doesn't support the actual Green New Deal. We have this opportunity now, in the context of the Green New Deal, to think about how all these issues are intertwined and address them together. How equity and justice and employment opportunities are a part of how we deal with the climate crisis, how we create policies.
Warren has a plan for housing, which is a big part of the Green New Deal, largely because they're energy inefficient. And so if you're talking about upgrading all buildings and homes, that's a lot of jobs, and that's a lot of local jobs.
Yeah.
In Senator's Warren plan and in the Green New Deal, that is all sort of ensured by making sure that there's strong labor protection, that we are better protecting collective bargaining, all of those things.
That's very new. This is a very new way for a presidential candidate to be thinking and talking about these issues. But if we don't use this as an opportunity, then we're missing a huge chance to create the world that we want to live in.
The climate crisis and income inequality, they're so broad. And I think for a really long time, we have ignored people who have had those sorts of experiences. And the reason that I think that she would be, ideal as president is because of the listening. There's no one person that's going to have the solution to this crisis. If there was, it would be, 1, a Marvel movie, and 2, we would have fixed it by now. And so I want someone who's going to listen, and I feel like I've seen her do that, whether it's with Black trans women, whether it's around Black women and maternal mortality, whether it's around environmental justice.
And so to see Elizabeth Warren react to this idea of what if we had a Blue New Deal and just say, yes, we should have that, let's figure it out, was just overwhelmingly exciting. We're at this moment in human history where we need to embrace all the solutions that we have available, and the ocean is just full of solutions.
I've just seen her proactively seek out people's experiences to learn from them and to craft policy that addresses those things.
Of all of Warren's climate policy plans, I know it's bad to pick a favorite, but what's your favorite?
It's the anti-corruption plan, because the climate crisis is not just about burning fossil fuels. We have to ask, why have we been allowed to burn fossil fuels without regulation, without limit, despite the fact that we know that they essentially poison people? It's not just a technical problem. It's a societal and it's a political problem, right? This is about the fact that fossil fuel industries can give essentially unlimited amounts of money.
And unless we deal with that problem at the same time as we're creating the policies for the future we want to see, we're just going to get held back.
100%. Right? Ultimately, the government is about serving us, not them.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, how can I help?
I know. Voting is so important. Whenever people are like, what's my climate action? I'm like, please go vote. Both of these things, Green New Deal and Blue New Deal, they're not legislation. They will become legislation
Only
that
if
then
we vote the right people into office.
exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how great the climate policy is if we don't have bodies that will pass them. Do not vote for anyone that doesn't act like this is an actual crisis of monumental proportions. Particularly when it comes to climate, we don't have the luxury of, you know, going in and being like, okay, well, we're going to take 2 years to figure out what's the first step.
I want a president who comes into office and on day one is ready.
Yeah.
They're like, I've thought this through, I've talked to experts, I've spoken with communities, and we're ready. We have a plan, we have 12 plans, we have a first 100 days plan.
And vote for those
people make
people.
fun of Elizabeth Warren and all of her plans, but honestly, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, we need a plan. Like, that's what got us into all this trouble, was not having a plan. And now we need, like, not just one plan, but like a lot of detailed strategic plans that rely on the experts to say, like, how do we undo this mess? There's this mix of the practical and the empathetic and the strategic and the honesty and the push to make this like systemic changes. I've just never seen all of these attributes in a single candidate before.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited